Casey, g'day. So for people who are unfamiliar with what happened in the Tassie election, just take us back a couple of weeks and what happened today.
Yeah, g'day, Joe. And the thing about Tasmanian elections is we often wait for quite a while for the final seats to resolve themselves. And today and the last couple of days, things have been happening fairly quickly. But a couple of weeks ago, Tasmanians went to the polls. They elected another hung parliament. Another minority government is a certainty. We still don't know what side of politics will form that government, though. The Liberal Party at this point have 14 seats. Labor have 10. The Greens have 5, and there are 5 other crossbenchers, and there's just 1 seat left in doubt. We'll talk about that one in a second because it may actually end up becoming very important in the shape of the next government. But we've been finalising some of those seats this morning. We were able to confirm and lock in the fact that the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party have won their first ever seat in Tasmanian Parliament in the form of candidate Carlo De Falco. He will be a member of the next Parliament, and he may be, given he's more from the Conservative side of politics, maybe a sympathetic ear for the Liberal leader, Jeremy Rockliff. But unfortunately for Jeremy Rockliff, that's about the extent of the good news that the Liberal Party has had today, because the other very significant thing that's happened is an independent who voted no confidence in the government just a short time ago. He's ruled out working with them. He said, I will not offer them confidence or supply, the Liberal Party, and if a motion of no confidence is brought in a Liberal government, I'll vote for it, as he did just before this election kicked off. His name's Craig Garland. He's an independent in Braddon. He's called the Liberals' track record in government abysmal today and atrocious. And now we can basically presume he's a vote for a Labor government if it comes to that. Let's hear a bit of what he said today.
I've been deliberating over this for the last 48 hours with the whole of state business case. We've had 2 or 3 hours to go over extensive documents. We weren't allowed to take it away with us. We weren't allowed to talk about it. And I thought, this is terrible. This is not open, transparent government. It's a continuation of the norm of what I've experienced the last 14 months in Parliament. And that's why I supported the no confidence motion. Nothing has changed. And Marinus is a huge concern in my electorate. We are the ones that are going to suffer the most with transmission lines, with forests being knocked down, the critical habitat being destroyed.
Yes, okay, so a big issue he mentioned there was Mariners. Just take us through what that is.
Yeah, this is a big infrastructure project in Tasmania, basically another energy pipeline between linking Victoria and Tasmania. And there's been a lot of criticism over the Liberal caretaker government this week because today they've announced that they have signed the formal deal with the Commonwealth to make that happen while in caretaker, and there's been criticism, they're allowed to do that, but there's been criticism over the level of consultation that was had with the opposition and with the crossbenchers. Craig Garland there, they were, called into a meeting and presented the business case with very short notice. There was criticism about basically the consultation that's happened there, and Craig Garland said, well, this is a sign that the government has not changed, and therefore I can't work with them anymore.
Okay, so back to the numbers now. Does it look like Labor has any chance of getting to minority government from 10 seats?
Yes, which is an extraordinary thing to say here, right? Because Labor 2 weeks ago suffered its worst ever primary vote at the state level. They've won 10 seats so far. That's the same number they had in the last Parliament. Now, there's 1 seat left in doubt. That's the seat of Bass. That has, just in late counting this afternoon, has been a very complicated race with 1.6 candidates in the running for that position. We're able to confirm now the Liberal Party cannot win that seat. So that means the Liberal Party are stuck at 14. Labor could win it. There is also an independent, George Rizet, who could win it. There's also a very slim chance that the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers could still win that seat. But let's talk about Labor's best case scenario. Let's say they win that seat. They have 11. Let's assume, because of the Greens' comments about the Liberal Party, that the Greens would back Labor to form government and would vote no confidence in the Liberals with or without a deal. That would get them to 16. We now have Craig Garland saying he wants a Labor government. That's 17, and a majority is 18. And there's a lot of other progressive crossbenchers in the mix as well. So Labor is, at this point, if they win that seat in Bass, they're 1 vote away. If they don't, they're 2 votes away. And the government, the Liberal Party, is 4 votes away. And they're having to deal with a fairly progressive crossbench, notwithstanding the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers member, but a progressive crossbench, many of whom voted no confidence in the Premier a very short time ago. So Garland's decision today has really narrowed the route that Jeremy Rockliff and the Liberal Party have to retain power here. It's not all over, but the route for them is getting more tough. And Labor's in a better position despite the fact their seats short and their vote went backwards.
And does it look like there'll be anything significantly different between a Liberal and a Labor government in Tasmania anyway?
Well, there's a couple of things here. If Labor do form government, they will be forming government with the support of 5 Greens members and a couple of independents at least. So that is quite an interesting dynamic for them to manage. There's going to be a lot of criticism from the crossbench over things like the stadium at Macquarie Point that both Labor Party and the Liberal Party back, around things like the Mariners project, around various other projects that the major parties have been in lockstep over, to much frustration of the crossbenchers. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of a government emerges if it is a Labor government. No matter what side of politics forms government, it will be an interesting process to watch because I think everyone agrees they don't want to go to another election. Tasmanians don't want yet another election anytime soon. I think everyone would hope this parliament runs full term, even though the numbers this time are not all that different to what they were just a couple of months ago.
Okay, we'll leave there. Casey Briggs.
Thank you.